Charlie. I'm here on another Wednesday with a midweek reflection for you. And I want to focus us in again on our Dynamite Prayer journey. We are now in the third week of this journey, and I really hope that you have been following along with the short devotional readings for each day, maybe taking that breakthrough prayer or the prayer hold for the day into your day, so that it might be a source of spiritual strength for you, a reminder constantly that Christ is with you and that you're surrounded by the presence of God's own Spirit. The feedback that we have been receiving from this journey has been amazing. So many people are taking time each day to read these devotions, and they are finding that as they do, and as they take those prayers into their day, some of them are setting reminders on their phones to remind them to pray a breakthrough prayer or to repeat that prayer hold throughout the day. We've heard stories of how that has impacted people, how it has heightened their senses to God's presence in their life and God's voice calling them in a moment. And we hope to share some of those stories in the remainder of our journey in the days ahead. Day 18 is the day that we're on today from these devotions, and it's entitled A New Spirit. And at the very beginning of the devotion, our authors lead us to a scripture from the book of 2 Timothy, where Paul is writing to Timothy to say that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but one of power, that is dunamis, one of love, and one of a sound mind. In the devotion, the writers talk to us a little bit about what that meant for Paul and for Timothy, and what Paul was trying to encourage Timothy in, which was not to get caught up in the fears that were striking him from the world around him, but rather whenever fear did come at him, or when circumstances felt like they were against him, that instead Timothy, because of Christ and because of the presence of the Spirit, Timothy could be reminded that God has not given us a spirit of fear, that we humans do not have to live in our fears and respond only to our fears, but instead, in any given moment, we can be reminded that God has given us a spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind that can help us to take a step back from our fears, gain a new perspective, that is, that we face anything that causes us fear, not alone, but with God's presence with us, or we face it with those people that God has placed around us. So my question to you today is, what is it that stirs up fear in your own life? Could be fear in terms of our nation, or maybe a fear in terms of something that's going on with your family, or something that's happening in our community right now. Could be a crisis that's going on, causing you a higher sense of worry than what might be normal. Into all of those things, friends, the scripture speaks and reminds us that by the power of God's Spirit, God has not given us a spirit of fear. In fact, God has called us to step back from that place of fear and be reminded that God has given us a spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind, so that each fear that we may come across may be faced with courage and with faith. And we, God's people, could be reminded that just as God has brought us through everything else in our lives so far, God will continue to bring us through what we are facing in this moment. So what fear has struck you at the minute? What might you bring before God so that you might be reminded that you haven't been given a spirit of fear either? You also have been given a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. And all of that is enough by the presence and power of God's Spirit to get you through. I hope you have a great day today, a great remainder of your week, and I look forward to seeing you this coming Sunday morning. We'll see you there.